Welcome to the first Ask a Youth Pastor podcast with myself, Ron Hudson, Mike Beachy, and Larry Burkett. No, Georgiana. I made that joke earlier on a take. It was funny then.
Okay.
So they don't even know who Larry Burkett are,
No,
do they?
teenagers wouldn't know
don't
Larry Burkett. He
So-
passed away, but he was
He passed away?
He did. He did.
I bet he had a lot of money.
He
Somebody
was
had a lot of money.
a personal responsibility, financial management
Like
leader
Dave Ramsey
in the church.
kind of,
Yeah.
Very cool guy, great books. So honestly, this is our first podcast. We want to do these monthly. We want to do one a month because to get us all together more often than that's probably not going to happen.
But not just podcasts. We want to do this on a YouTube channel as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a podcast. Same difference.
You're
It's
more
okay,
techie
Mike.
than me.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
Dude,
more
you didn't give
techie
me coffee,
than-
so
yeah.
you're like busted. Honestly, we don't have anything to talk about today, so we need questions from our youth groups, and so we kind of didn't do so good at that. We put it out on Facebook, and well, Mike put it out on Twitter like twice,
Yeah.
and then
And a
that's
day.
about all we did to try to work and come up with questions. But we're gonna do this next month, so people will watch this, I'm sure. So let's just talk, and usually shenanigans will happen. So
You know
what were
what,
you
too,
saying about
the-
Rob Bell or?
Well, the
from both
idea,
or-
just for these times that we get together and share, and just sharing our perspective from life and from youth ministry, we all have different backgrounds, and even the groups that we reach have different demographics, and you know, while
Yeah,
teens are teens, you know, our background obviously is influential in where we are and how we think in our worldview. But kind of the idea behind this would be, you know, what would you like to ask a youth pastor that maybe you wouldn't be willing to ask in front of a large group? Maybe it's
Yeah.
something really uncomfortable.
Like the
maybe
M-word.
it's even personal.
like
The
the M word.
What would the M word be?
The M word, not the N word. The
The
M
M?
word.
The M word. Marriage?
No,
Oh.
the M word.
Monogamy.
No. The M word, Mike. Anyways,
M word.
I'll
Okay.
tell you.
Anyways,
That you could ask about the M word on here. All the teens know what the M word
I
is.
think I know it.
You could ask about the M word and we would answer it honestly,
I think I know.
wouldn't we?
I think I know what you're
We
talking
would.
about.
You know what I'm talking
I
about.
think I know what
It's
you're
the one
talking
that
about.
makes everybody uncomfortable. The M word. If you know what the M word is, please
Text
write
Mike.
into.
Yeah, text Mike. Most of you have
Leave
my
a comment.
number.
We're gonna have like 30 million comments
Hits
on
now.
YouTube
Thank
saying
you.
what the M word is.
Mike,
now.
you're a
Thank you,
retard.
YouTube.
Larry doesn't know what it is, but he played
No,
along well.
I'm.
Oh, I know what the M
I
word
know.
is.
I can't
Yeah,
believe you don't know what
Bill
it
knows
is.
what the M word is.
I'll send it to you right now.
Stop.
But anyways, on a serious note,
That is
very
serious.
hard. That is very hard for us. No, I don't
Yeah.
mean that your topic isn't. It's,
No,
it's a very
serious
serious topic.
Definitely.
But I just mean on a serious note as far as getting through our joking
I
and
see.
ridiculousness.
What are you reading Twitter
Um,
while we're on a podcast for, dude?
This is a
No, the great thing about this is
conversation.
it would be us commenting from our different perspectives on something that, you know, maybe is not youth group appropriate or
Yeah.
even worthy, because maybe it's embarrassing or,
Sure.
you know, something obviously that's personal. But, you know, we can have fun with it and we can comment on it while at the same time giving you some truth
Yeah,
about it.
I dare you
And do it in a personal way.
I dare you to try to embarrass us with your question. That's what it comes down to. I
Yeah.
dare you to try to embarrass us
That's a great
with
call.
any question you can come up with that you want to know what the Bible says about something. What you know, what's the biblical take on something to how you should live your life as a Christian.
Mhm.
So, well, since we don't have any questions today, what's going on in your youth ministry? Anything cool? We just had I Promise not long ago.
We did.
That was awesome. It was a purity event, and I started my own computer business on the side, and so this I called someone to do my books, and they're like, I think it's someone from your church. Some lady's going to be doing my
Yeah,
books for
I
me,
know.
and so
She's told me all about it.
she's like, I tried to place you, and then I got this email. She's like, I remember you. You're the guy that did that Get Low thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Get Low.
please don't remember me as the Get Low guy.
Reading.
I was so embarrassed doing that. Like, I feel like a real idiot because it was my idea, wasn't it?
It was your idea. It was your idea. We actually took.
I
time out
played
of
it
our
off
schedule.
as like, I don't know why they made me do this, but it was my idea, you know, so.
Right.
But yeah.
It was
I
good
promise-
though.
I promise.
We got a
we'll
lot of
play
good
well.
feedback. I
Yeah,
think I
we had a lot of
promised
good
well.
time. Zach and
It's all in our
awesome.
approach in going to something.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good something is, if we come into it already with the preconceived notion, the preconceived idea that my heart isn't open to
Yeah.
hear what you have to say,
Dude, that is so
It
true.
won't matter.
That's true about everything, whether it's youth group, because sometimes you get kids in your group or teens, they're like, this is stupid. I don't like this activity, or I don't like this. This isn't fun. But really, you can make anything fun.
yeah.
You can make shooting Q-tips at each other with Daisy BB guns.
Yeah. You can do that.
That is
I did
something.
not say that out loud.
Yeah.
I did not.
Does this have a
That
parental
doesn't even
advisory?
work. That
Can we
doesn't
put a
even
parental
work. No,
advisory
it
on
It's
doesn't
this?
work.
something that you would
You
think
can't
of
like
on.
cut the Q-tips in half and put them in the. It doesn't work.
Doesn't
Don't
work.
even try it.
It
You'll
doesn't
shoot
work.
your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Yes.
They're not going to get that either, unless.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
it comes on every
Yes, they
Christmas.
do.
They know
That is
you'll
true.
shoot your eye out.
Do
It's
it.
in
It
black-
works a lot
isn't it
better
black
if you're
and
in a
white?
pink
No, it's in
bunny
color.
suit. It works a
Okay.
lot better if you're
Dude,
in a
the
pink
leg
bunny suit.
lamp from that movie.
The leg lamp.
They have it at DeMarco's.
They have it at Target.
They have it at Target?
Yes, they have one at
They
Target.
have one in the window at DeMarco's. You know what
The
DeMarco's
leg
is?
You think Target's gonna give us money for plugging that? They have it, and DeMarco's does have it. I've seen it in the window, like driving past.
I'm
It's
like
right
walking
there.
by,
Yeah.
doing scavenger hunt. I'm like, is that the leg lamp? And it is.
Did you add that to your next
Oh, the
scavenger hunt?
The leg lamp from
yeah,
the movie,
I
that ugly
kind of
thing.
see that
You put it right
movie
in
and
the
I
window in
keep
the mall.
going.
It doesn't surprise
I
me that he
keep
doesn't
going.
watch the whole movie.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't.
it's a classic. It's a
I'm
1981
not a
classic.
person of
You can really
culture.
stick your tongue on a pole like that too.
I saw Sasquatch do it on a jerky commercial. It works. It does
I
work.
think that was
No,
fake.
we're getting ridiculous.
No, it's okay. It's okay to be ridiculous. There's nothing.
Imagine
nothing too
Larry
taboo.
being the one to point out that we're
I
getting
know.
ridiculous.
In case you don't know, I'm
Just
the nerd.
saying.
Mike is the redneck.
I am the
And Larry is the
I don't know what to.
boring response.
I am the boring response.
Right?
I'll
He
take
keeps us
that.
in check. He's
I'll
a
take
good
that.
balance. He's a good balance.
I'm the one that
Yeah.
I got called out by Nate within like his first couple meetings of coming to the house for the network. That man, man,
Nate,
you need
big
to
black guy,
big Nate.
Connellsville.
Big Nate, yeah, Big
Yeah,
Nate
Big
Turner.
Nate.
Pastor
He
Turner.
Hancock.
said, man, you gotta. He
Oh
something
my
to the
gosh.
effect of, you gotta relax. Like
Yeah.
you're all business. It's like, well,
All business to no play
Yeah.
makes Larry a dull boy.
no,
Yeah.
it's spring's here and golf is
Are you gonna start golfing?
starter.
He's been golfing.
No.
We went golfing a couple
Do
times.
you golf, Mike?
Just feel.
You know what? I go out and swing a club and chase a ball around the green field.
Dude, I don't know. Like, my wife likes to golf, and I think about golfing. There's some kids in our youth group who golf, right? Any of your kids golf?
No,
No.
I don't think there's.
My
any.
kids like to be violent with the golf carts.
Yeah, that's every kid. That's every kid.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like swinging them around and stuff. And we hit some golf balls out behind the church. It wasn't bad. It was kind of fun. I think my
It is.
father-in-law
It
wants
is
me to
fun.
start golfing.
It is fun.
Mhm.
So we'll
It's
see
an
about
industry.
that. So what's
What else
going on
do
in
we
you
have?
guys' ministry? What did you guys
We got
just cover recently? Or?
the junior high at New Life Covenant is going to be doing a study here coming up on the crucifixion resurrection that I got a chance to kind of write out myself.
Very
I'm
cool.
kinda,
You
I'm
pumped
gonna say
about that?
proud. Yeah, we're real excited leading up to Easter. Kind of get an understanding of the Passion Week and,
Yeah.
and what that was about, what Jesus' emotions were.
Are you guys starting already to like hit Easter? I gotta
Yeah,
turn
starting
my
this
phone
week.
off. Oh my
Starting
gosh,
this
so
week.
embarrassing.
Mike's
Yeah.
going to focus on, what he had shared about the narratives leading up to Easter. And I'm going to do with our high school group, The Case for Christ.
The Case for Christ. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I'm going to use the outline that
Are you gonna use the-
Lee Strobel,
Yeah.
You're gonna do
in
the
his
teaching or
book.
like the video or the?
probably a
You
mix
could
of
get the
both.
DVD on.
Yeah, I
on
saw if
Netflix.
they have the
Yeah.
DVD.
I saw that too. I was actually really stoked when he said he was doing it. I'm like, yes, so I'll get to now I have a
Yeah.
reason to do it.
I've
Yeah.
started reading that
It's
book
very
like
good.
twice,
His,
and then I
his
got
books are really good.
like sidetracked by video games. But
I'm glad
But it's
that
good
I never
stuff.
got
It's
sucked
some
into
good
the video
stuff.
game thing.
you know,
Um,
yeah, we're kind of pushing Easter too. I mean, we're doing something called the Easter Experience.
Mhm.
We're doing like a church-wide thing. So on Wednesday nights, we're watching like this cinematic kind of production of Easter, and it's gonna be 6 weeks leading up to Easter, and
Mhm.
I watched the promo for it, and it really got me thinking. And a lot of the other faiths, I mean, us, we don't do Lent and things like that.
Mhm.
And I used to make fun of Lent and stuff. Until I heard a pastor, I don't know if it was Lutheran or Catholic, on the radio, and they were talking about what the meaning of Lent was. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I actually thought about doing it with our youth group. But this is kind of along the same lines of trying to get us to focus on Easter every day and every week, you know, leading
Yeah.
up to it.
It's more
Not
the
just
center of
Lent.
it. Yeah, it's more the
not
center
just
of
a
our
day,
faith. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's a huge, big time event,
Yeah.
and so I'm really pumped about that. And to, you know, just to see Christ as he walked to the cross and gave himself for us.
And for 4,000 years, everything leading up to the cross was everything was leading up to the cross.
Yeah.
It's the center of our faith, really.
It
when you
really
think
is.
about it. So I love this time of year. It's really a great season. This is probably my
Yeah.
favorite time of year.
It's so easy for me, at least, to get sidetracked and to forget about who Christ is and what he means. And I do. I get sidetracked by TV or video games or, you know, working on different projects and stuff.
We all do, because the world, it kind of makes us choose in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. And then, you know, and then there's division between us even. We were talking right before we started about Rob Bell's new book and,
Okay.
and the division that he brought into play because of who he is and Numa and starting
Yeah.
a huge
I
ministry.
never looked at Rob Bell stuff. I've heard about it, you know.
He did what was it? Everything is
Yeah,
spiritual.
yeah.
The Everything is Spiritual talk, and that was real popular a few years ago. And he starts and he talks about in the beginning God created, and he goes and he brings all that to the cross, and
Yeah.
everything points to it. A lot like Louis Giglio's Indescribable or
Okay.
something. It was very similar, and so he's really out there as far as people take what he says as truth. And so when any time a minister comes out and says something controversial,
Yeah.
like I've come to a revelation that there is no hell, which I guess in his book he makes that illusion. I think they call it what is it, universalism, right? That everything has a meaning. But he talks, and I guess, in just getting some things from Twitter and some
Yeah.
critical
I've read
analysis
that
of his book. I haven't read it yet, so to be perfectly honest, you really can't critique something until you've read it yourself.
Right.
But seeing the
can.
critical,
I mean, I do that all the time.
Do you-
You know, I judge people on the street just by what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's really easy. but
It is, yeah,
People do it all the time.
it's easy
you know?
to do, but in the end, it's still just as wrong.
Like, that is such a scene kid, you know. There's
Yeah.
an emo one right there.
Yeah, oh, emo. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know,
Oh, he's wearing, it's 90 degrees, he's wearing long sleeves. You know what I mean? Yeah, you see those things.
no.
Yeah. But
Well,
no,
you're wearing
but
long sleeves today.
it's cold
What's that
today.
say about- it's not
You're
cold.
wearing, Ron, you're wearing long sleeves.
Yeah, you do it.
Yes,
alone.
but
I'm
this
the
is
only
a
one
dress shirt.
without.
This is a nice dress shirt. It's supposed to be long sleeves. You're wearing like
I'm wearing the emo
you got
thermal. Get the thermal
the
going.
emo thermal. Can you get that at Walmart? Like an emo thermal?
I think this is Faded Glory. I mean,
is
really,
Faded Glory.
it's Faded Glory. What's
It is-
wrong with that?
It is
Nothing.
the quintessential
dear.
Mike Beachy outfit.
I think we need an agenda for these.
We don't
Yes,
need
I think so
Yeah.
too.
This is, I'm telling you, all the podcasts out there are like, there's no agenda, Mike. Or Larry, whatever your name is. I
Please
wanna-
get my name
I
right.
want to call you a hobbit. Is it wrong? You remind me so much of a hobbit. Are your feet like furry?
What?
No. You've seen hobbits before. You've seen Lord of the Rings, have you?
No, I have never
Oh
seen
my
a single
gosh.
Lord of the Rings. I'm
You've
sorry.
never seen
I
Hey,
just
hey,
showed
you've
this
seen them.
I've seen them.
Dude, you have this like Frodo vibe coming off.
I'm not gonna confess that I had any idea.
I hear
What was going
potato
on?
coming out of your mind, dude.
I love you.
Potato?
I love you.
Dude, there's some nerd out there that is laughing. He is on the floor right now.
I know because I mean I got some of the big
Yeah.
like the big pictures of it, the whole good and evil thing and all that.
Dude,
and
Lord
I-
of the
Isn't the writer of Lord of the Rings, weren't him,
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Tolkien?
Yeah.
And I think you had shared this with me. Him and C.S. Lewis, maybe
They were comrades.
they were
Yeah,
friends.
they
They were
were
friends,
buddies.
and they actually started their writings as a kind of a. It wasn't overly competitive, but it was kind of like, let's see who can draw a better picture of the gospel in our
Well,
writings.
J.R.R. Tolkien actually had a part in leading C.S. Lewis to the Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
C.S. Lewis didn't know God, and then he'd walk and talk with J.R.R. Tolkien, and Tolkien would engage him in what he was thinking about and talking about, and so that's a really good thing. I keep getting phone calls. My dad called me. My senior pastor just called me.
Yeah.
But when we talk about sharing our faith, Easter is a great time to do that. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
come back to Easter. Think about J.R.R. Tolkien. What would have happened if J.R.R. Tolkien, the guy who would have just wrote about hobbits and elves,
Yeah.
and didn't share his faith with a friend that was a smart dude. I mean, C.S.
Yeah.
Lewis is
C.S. Lewis is
Great
genius.
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have all the books that C.S. Lewis wrote about Christianity and about faith. And Easter is a great time for our youth to get plugged into what you guys are doing, talking about Easter, leading up to Easter, what we're doing, whatever your church is doing, get plugged in and understand Easter better, and talk to your friends about it, Definitely when you get into Case for Christ stuff, there's going to be things that they can bring up with their friends. Did you know about
Apologetic
this?
stuff.
Did you know about that? And we just got to open ourselves up. We just got to share it.
I think sometimes we minimize the intellectual element of our faith. And there's the part about faith that we don't understand, and we can't understand some of the, really complicated doctrines that
Sure.
are involved in faith, like you had brought up the whole issue of hell. What's it really like? Evil. We all deal with evil in this world. If God's all powerful and if He's all good, why did He allow evil? Why would He have even created Satan?
Or bad coffee.
Yeah.
Satan
or bad
coffee.
Exactly.
Let me be the serious one and
Bad
keep us going. But there's a real element to the intellectual side of our faith, and not being able to resolve every question or every issue, but some of the major criticisms that there are toward Christianity have very good answers that meet us on an intellectual level that give us some certainty. And I'm kind of excited about that. One of the things, just personally for me, I know my youth group knows this because I've shared it over the years, is the element of prophecy in the Bible, in the Old Testament, and how Jesus was the picture of the fulfillment. Obviously not just the picture, He was the fulfillment. But His coming is in the Old Testament, as the books of the Old Testament are written and revealed, that they clearly point to this coming one who's going to take care of the problem of sin and do away with the old covenant and the rituals and all that. It was prophesied.
I just talked about that at Mount Macrina. I go to the nursing home every Thursday. Yes, I do teens and seniors, taking care of both sides of life, I try to it's kind of weird,
That's fabulous.
And then, sometimes I go from the nursing home to story time at the library where I have like the little guys, and I'm like, so it's like weird. But I was just talking about Colossians and how it says that Jesus, by Him and for Him were all things made, and by Him all things consist. I mean, what the heck does that mean? That by Jesus Christ everything consists. I mean, the atoms are held together by His nature, like who He is. And I was trying to get across that point, that Jesus is more than just our Savior. Jesus is more than just the one who died on the cross to forgive us of our sins. He's more than He is King. Yeah. He is King of the universe. He holds everything. It all together. Hillsong has a song. You hold the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome.
You just coming back to Easter and how it can be for us. Sometimes in our lives we do just get distracted and we get off track. Yeah. And there are times like Christmas, like Easter, that help us kind of refocus or emphasize the coming of Christ. Of course, in Christmas and as the child that was given, and then at Easter, of course, as He came to give His life. But really, for all of us, as you brought up, He holds everything together. Yeah. Our ultimate goal in life is to get to a place where we realize that everything we are, everything we have, and everything that we do is really given to us by Him. And our highest place, our highest fulfillment, is to do what we were specifically designed and created to do. And that's the challenge for all of us, and especially when we think about youth ministry, that the greatest thing a teenager can do in their life while they're young is develop a keen sense of God consciousness, if we can call it that, where we're sensitive to Him. We want to know what He wants for us. Yeah. It doesn't just come from us and what my ambitions are.
There's a great book to check that out. Dan Miller, 48 Days to the Work You Love. You ever hear about that?
No.
You should check it out. He's also got a podcast, 48 Days podcast. I listen to it, I'm a big nerd though. But But no, he talks about find out what you were made to do.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Godin's another guy. He talks about what is your superpower.
I've checked
Yeah.
them out since you
My
shared them.
superpower is fixing stuff. You know, I can
Yeah.
fix computers and all that stuff. You know, my superpower is killing stuff. Larry's superpower is
I
saving
have no
stuff.
idea what.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, like a superpower is because you
what
really
your-
have to
it's what
sell it.
charges you.
It's what charges you. It's
Yeah.
what
Right.
you're good at. You know, like Bill, the guy who's helping us out today with the video. He loves sitting and clipping footage together, and he will spend hours and hours,
There he
and hours
is.
doing that.
And there he is doing
And
it.
he loves it.
Bill's right here doing
and
it.
he's right here doing it. And you know, sometimes we can get in our minds that unless I'm a pastor, unless I'm a missionary,
Great
and
point.
I'm not serving
Unless
God.
I'm quote unquote full-time ministry.
Yeah, unless I'm full-time ministry, I'm not serving God, and that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Martin Luther said, you know, if I'm a street sweeper, I'm going to sweep streets to the glory of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be the best clean streets there are. And you know, we could do whatever we do passionately as unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we have to do that. We can't be, if I try to be like Larry, it's not going to work.
You don't want.
I mean, just look at this hair.
You don't want
You
to
know,
do that.
like I need to grow it back out. But
You got pretty
you
good
think it's
hair.
okay?
I think you got pretty good hair.
You
Ron.
think it's good?
I think you got pretty good hair.
You know, if Mike tries to be like me, it's just not gonna work. You know, he tries, but you
I have
just-
my iPhone
you got
out
the iPhone.
with your, to
With my
try to
iPad,
compete with your
yeah.
iPad, and I am actually wanting an iPad. So you're right.
iPad is awesome.
I strive to be like you.
Someday.
You know what, Tubon, the
Hopefully
kicker
you'll
with that is, there's not a square inch on our planet that God doesn't want his influence in, that he doesn't want his hand moving in. And if everybody that's in the faith is shut up in the church and we're only having holy huddles, and
Yeah.
everything outside of the doors of our church is secular and what we do inside is sacred, then we're leaving much more real estate on the planet that is not being influenced by
Absolutely.
Christ than is influenced by
Yeah.
Christ. And I know we've shared this with our group, like our Facebook accounts, our Twitter accounts
Mhm.
should be as such that they represent Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if everything we are, if we're held together by him, then, you know, the things about us should reflect him.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that every tweet or every Facebook
Yeah.
status update is like a prayer with a scripture verse.
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
like-
Right, because that could be as
Because I see
repulsive
those
to
too,
some
and I'm
people.
like, my gosh.
That
you
could
know,
be
like,
repulsive
Don't
to
you
a
have a
lot of
life?
people.
You know,
Just-
don't you just
Just don't tell
go to the
everybody.
bathroom like everyone
Yeah,
else?
just don't tell everybody that, like, I'm going to the bathroom, be back in a minute. Like, nobody really needs to know that.
Wait,
But it's so fun when you grab someone else's
Yeah,
phone
but that is,
and you update
I've
their
done that.
status.
I've done that.
See, you know what? You guys would do that. I have
think it's-
never
I
done
will
that.
grab your laptop, you know, and people didn't show up pooping, you know, just like.
Yeah.
Somebody did that to me.
I did that to you.
Was that
I
when we
was
were
actually-
rehearsing for I Promise?
Yes, we were rehearsing. He left
That
his
was
phone
you.
unattended.
Yeah.
I picked it up and said, I think I said something to the
That's
effect,
awesome.
I love my best friend Mike Beachy. I wish I could be like him. I
Yeah,
forget
it was
what I
something
said.
to that
It was something
I
to
gotta
that
say
effect.
something about going to the bathroom. That's
Is that,
cool.
is that,
It is.
well, what's cool to you is not cool to everyone.
It is. It should be. Like everybody's not cool. So.
True. Very true.
But here's the reality. Our fruit, you know, right, what we're doing and what we're saying and what
Yeah.
what we're sharing. What's our fruit reflect?
Hmm.
It
Our
should
roots.
reflect Christ. Yeah.
Our roots.
Right.
What did Jesus
So
say?
when our
A
roots
tree should be
are
known
right.
by its fruit, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
if
you
we're
know,
not displaying
like I said, it doesn't have to be a scripture verse. Whatever God created to you to do. I mean, if you follow my Twitter, you guys always say like, "What the heck are you talking about?" You know.
That's not. Yeah, it's Greek.
But God is, you know, God has created me to be a nerd, so I'm going to retweet a lot of nerdy stuff because I'm excited about it. I'm passionate about it, and you know, I like to think that in what I do, in what I'm interested in, Jesus Christ is sitting right next to me, saying,
Yeah.
"Go, Ron. You know, learn it, figure it out. That's awesome."
If more people with the gift of technology would realize
Yeah.
that they can glorify Christ in their technology, the church wouldn't be behind the ball
Yeah.
when
Sure.
it comes to
Well,
technology.
Or whatever their
That's what
gift
we're trying to
is.
do this.
Whatever their
Exactly,
gift
whatever
is.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that are truly gifted in just being able to speak to people and people walking away saying they legitimately care about what's going on in my life.
Right.
Not everyone has that gifting. That's a talent that God has blessed certain people with, but all too often it just happens in a pew or it just happens in a workplace and they
Right.
don't really put that to work for Christ. And sometimes that's where we miss it when we talk about things like being the hands and feet of Christ, you can do it in your workplace, but figure out how you can maybe get on board with a ministry team in your church,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
maybe even an
Plug into
outreach.
something.
Maybe even an outreach, like maybe you're serving, just serving people is a gifting. Get in with a local mission or something.
Sure.
Like that's kind of tough. Sometimes
You
we
know.
just get focused on the four walls of our church, and that's
And
something else.
if there's not something going on in your church, that you're excited about,
Yeah. And your
Maybe there
hands
should
in.
be. Maybe
figure
there should be.
something
Your
out.
hands in.
Yeah, figure something out and go talk to your youth pastor. Go talk to your pastor and say, hey, I love softball. I love sports. I want to start a softball team. We had a guy at our church did that,
Yeah.
Or, what? I love technology. I want to do a class for the older people in church on how to use Facebook, or whatever. Anything that you have, any ability that you have. I love art. Can I do the worship backgrounds?
Yeah.
Anything you can express yourself.
Make some
in
art
Christ.
to decorate the church.
Absolutely.
That stuff's expensive.
Absolutely. I mean, we have this amazing backdrop here. It's gorgeous.
You're amazing, Ron.
It's a green screen.
He just wanted to point that out. He had to point that out.
You worked it in.
I'm
You were
a nerd.
successful at
So-
That was a
working
nice
it in.
little segue.
Yeah.
That was-
But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's close off. You can follow me on Twitter I'm at Pastor Hudson, and Mike
I'm at Michael Beachy.
at Michael Beachy. So
Yeah.
at Pastor Hudson, at Michael Beachy. What's your Twitter?
At Larry Georgiana.
At Larry Georgiana.
Georgiana. Georgiana.
We'll link it.
You have a couple G's too many in your name.
We'll put the links to our Twitter accounts on the YouTube tag.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. I'm glad
Thank you.
volunteered
See
to
how
do that.
about? Wow. I can do that. I
So
can do
to
that.
bring it around though, if you stumble upon this or we refer you to it,
Yes,
in response, respond to us.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Send
Uh,
us
Twitter
Give us
us,
feedback. If you're
Twitter
like,
us,
you guys have gone
or
way off
leave
topic
a
too
comment
much,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
you're too
Um,
nerdy, whatever.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Ask any question you want, even about the M word, because it's Larry giggles like a girl every time. I say it. And Mike's like, oh no,
I might know it.
murder.
Maybe I'm like, I might know it. Like I might
Oh, you
openly
know it.
talk
You
about
know
it.
What was he in I Promise? The something right
The
there?
MC.
Yeah,
the
but this-
inimitable
the
redneck.
That's right. There we go. There we go.
It's
See-
unimitatable.
Yeah, the inimitable means that I don't know the M word, the inimitable. I'm just saying, I don't know, whatever.
All right. Well, that is a wrap. And thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you tuning in to Ask a Youth Pastor podcast. Done!